Hello and welcome back to another Star Citizen video. And wow, this is a good surprise. Right, I didn't expect Alpha 3.2 to drop that early, but at the same time, I would take it. I would take it, and I probably know what's the reason why they release a little bit earlier than expected. When I mean earlier means this year, is the holiday seasons are coming. And what's better than celebrating Luminalia 2953? You celebrate in a new Alpha 3.22 patch, and it is great. So before we begin, like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and help this channel grow. And let's check out Alpha 3.22's update. I'm going to do a quick overview, not going in too deep because, there's a lot of notes, right? Definitely lots of notes, but we'll go to the most important thing, which is structural salvage gameplay. That's right. Right now we have just more than one salvage gameplay loop, and that is fantastic. More of this. I want to see more non-PvP mechanics in the game, and I want to see how they want to realize it, because on one end, I love I love PvE. I love dogfighting, pew pew and stuff. PvP, unfortunately, I'm not that great, but PvE, yeah, I love it. But at the same time, I like a little bit more slow, traditional, not say traditional, slow sci-fi way of enjoying the game, which is mining, transporting, and salvaging. In this case, awesome. Awesome. And they finally addressed the most important note for me, and I think for a lot of people in the community as well, is the salvaging loop. So previously, what you can do is you want to salvage, and once your cargo is full, you have to eject a box, and you repeat. Now the problem was, in the vulture, it was a little bit bearable. Or at first, I thought it was normal. Okay, you don't really salvage a full ship. You salvage part of the ship, and then your cargo is full. Then you eject your box, and then whatnot. But it becomes a little bit of an issue when you decide to salvage a lot of ships. And in this case, especially in this case, if you are in a reclaimer, that is crazy. That is crazy. Lots and lots of back and forth, and you really need a crew for the reclaimer. And yeah, it becomes a little bit more of a chore. And this is the part where I say a lot of games out there tries to be as realistic as they can. Some games, yes, they want to really push the realism, immersion and realism. But once it becomes a chore, it becomes a little no fun, in my opinion. And when salvaging was introduced, it was great, and it became a chore, which is, yeah, not a big fan. Now they have an internal storage, which means you can salvage, if I'm not mistaken, for the vulture, you can salvage up to a full ship. I'm not so sure if you can salvage a large ship, but it's still good. It's still good because you can salvage a ship. I'm gonna use the same size, okay? Vulture, it's a medium size in my opinion, so it can fully salvage a medium ship without issue. I haven't tested in the game because this just released, so more on that later. And it's great. Yeah, that means once I fully salvage a ship, run to a safe place, and start ejecting all the boxes. And what's better than that? If you see the word here, crafting. This is much better now. Which means salvaging ship is one of those crucial backbone ship in a small organization. Yeah, straight up. If you have a crew of salvager, especially if you have a reclaimer, it is critical. You want to craft certain items on the go. You don't want to salvage halfway and then you realize, oopsie, I lost something. Oh, I depleted something. And of course, there's a whole logistic where you go stock up before you do your mission, right? Yes, but at the same time, it is a welcoming feature. Right now, we can craft only the multi-2 and one or two mods. So that's still good. More to come, I would hope. No, not more to come. I would hope. Definitely, I expect more to come. Because I kind of like the survival style crafting stuff. And I want to see what can you craft in the future. And that actually plays a big role. Like the Reclaimer will be a very good ship. when it can craft more than just the multi-tool and whatnot. But still, it's still good already. Next, we have derelict settlements, which is more places for you to explore. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And especially on planet side with environmental foliage. Always love those Mad Max style, okay? On desert, yeah, but on jungle, oh, I love those type. And great, great. Next up, we have, of course, the character hairstyle, which is nice. Okay, I'm gonna play it. Yeah, actually, we should play it. Why is it pause? Hairstyle. So we get more hairstyle, more character customization. It's always a good thing. Some people really dive deep into their characters, which is great. For me, it gives more variety. It gives more lively to cities, especially, right? You don't want to see like every 3 or 4 person have the same hairstyle in the same group. That's great. That's great for sure. Jumptown global event. So obviously we got more with the derelict event and the derelict settlement update. I think the Jumptown needs to be more on planet side with foliage. That's how I put it. And it's great. All right. It's always good to give us more activity in the game. And that's it. Next up, we have personal cargo containers. Okay, this is kind of expected already. Of course, this is probably version 2. I think V1 you have the ships has container, but it wasn't at this type of style. So this is that's why I say this is V2. So now you have containers. I'm waiting for the ultimate version, which is where you can put your whole entire suit in your suit case. You know what I mean, all right? You know what I mean. Basically, I want my weapons to appear on weapon racks. I want my suit to appear on suit racks, and I'm waiting for that because that would be fantastic. And then and then what's better than that? You have loadouts. Yeah, you can have you can customize your suit loadout, and then you put it on your suit rack, and then every time you want to do something, you just go to that rack, pick up that suit. Yeah, I'm waiting for that. Not so sure when, but I'm waiting for sure. Next up, we have a Arena Commander update for those who likes to play Arena Commander. I still like to play from time to time, but for me, Arena Commander a bit less-ish because previously it was a little bit sluggish, truth to be told. I need to go back and see if they are really, I mean, did they really polish it up to a point where I say it's good, right? Next up, we have ship sales. What's better than everything? You get more ships. Big PSA for those who are playing out there and those who wants to get into the game. You do not need to buy any of this ship with real money. You just only need a starter pack. And Luminalia 2953 have you covered. Plus, it has a referral bonus, which is great. But more importantly, this is for ship connoisseur like me, and of course ship addict like me as well. We get the Apoa San Tokyai, which is a very nice ship. Love it. I expect this ship to not say can, but it should be able to go toe to toe with the Super Hornet and the Aegis Saber. That's my expectation. We will take a deeper look later on this. Next up, we have the Origin X1 series. Nice, very nice. I won't say I was partially waiting for it, but it is a welcoming thing. But at the same time, it's a vehicle, so vehicles usually I would say a skip in general. And the last surprise, right? Surprise, we get a Drake Carter Rambler. And I was curious, what is this ship all about? We have the base Drake Cutter, which is a cargo variant, like the Avenger Titan. Then we have the Drake Scout, which is the scouting variant. So what does the Rambler brings to us if we were to follow that? I actually couldn't figure it out. And then when they announced this, I'm like, oh, okay, it's an exploration version. The question is why? That's the question. I don't have an answer, but we're going to take a look later. And last but not least, don't forget Luminalia 2953. You can get all your cool stuff. The most important thing is, freebies. Yes, let me grab my freebie. Voucher, that's a very good thing. And of course, you can claim back all your old stuff. And we got the Drake cutter as well. Yep. I'm not so sure the Drake cutter skin can it's shared all across the board for the cutter, or it's only just the cutter. Okay, it is the starter pack. You only need to buy the starter pack. That's it. In order to join Star Citizen, you only need the starter pack. And in this case, my personal recommendation is the Avenger Titan Holiday Starter Pack. But more importantly, it's not the Avengers Titan Starter Pack, right? It is, before we go there, it is the Suilan. The Suilan has lifetime insurance. It's not the best of the best ship, but the Suilan can upgrade to the best single pilot ship in the game for me, which is the Nomad. And to top it off, you get lifetime insurance. So that's a win-win. But for people who don't want to spend a lot of money, totally understandable. The Avenger Titan is the best pick. And of course, you don't need to spend so much money as well. $40.50 plus tax. And that's it. In this case, the Aurora MR or the Mustang Alpha, you can't go wrong. Personally, I have these two ships, and I can tell you these two ships, you can't go wrong. Sure, the Holiday Cutter, the Cutter will be nicer, but the Aurora MR does the job, gets the job done. The Mustang Alpha also gets the job done. That's how it is. Okay, and of course you got the referral bonus, which is fantastic. Now, next we're going to look at what ships do we get for Alpha 322. 400i, $250. This is basically probably to combo with the X1. So we have X1 Velocity Racing variant, X1 Force, which is a Pew Pew variant, and the X1 Base, or rather X1, the base variant. In my opinion, skip. Easy skipperoo. Next up, we have the Vulture 175. It's a salvaging ship. It's an entry-level salvaging ship, so there's no competitor out there. Next, we have the Terrapin, $220. This is a scouting exploration ship, or rather, exploration pathfinder, and then scouting. So this is the part. So Terrapin right now, it's one of those ships out there that I can easily say it could be the best single pilot ship, or it could be a ship where it's gonna be like mid. A lot of people like to use mid these days, right? Okay, it's gonna be a mid ship, because the problem is we do not know how the exploration work. That's all. That's the reason why I cannot say this ship is the best, but this ship is not the worst as well, because on paper, it could be the best. That's the question, right? I do not know. I do not know how to recommend the Terrapin at the moment. And it has a lot of armor, which means it can kind of pseudo do a blockade running in a way. Next up, we have the Santok Yai at $240. Oof, the price is expensive. $240, because the problem right now is the stats for Santok Yai is very close to a Super Hornet and an Aegis Saber. Both of them is way cheaper. In fact, it's lower than $200. So that's the reason why Santok Yai right now, it's hard to recommend. And at the same time, it is, plus it is alien tax. So, yep. The Reliant Tana is next at $75. This is a nice option that I would highly recommend. Get it in game instead, right? Instead of spending money. That's all I can say. Yeah, it's a nice ship. I flew this ship. It's lovely. It's great. But spending $75, I would say get better ships out there. Next up, we have the Reclaimer at $400. This is right now, because it's featured, I won't say full featured, but it's close to full featured already. In fact, to me, it's full, because the claw has a purpose. It can do salvaging, and that's it. The Reclaimer at $400. Yes, it's a lot of money, but it is a nice ship. Would I recommend the Reclaimer for a lot of people? In fact, there's only two ships that can do salvaging, which is either the Vulture or the Reclaimer. Personally, I would pick the Reclaimer. Yup. Next up, we have the Freelancer at $110. This is a nice space trucker. space trucking ship out there that can do pew pew as well. But there is a but. The Spirit C1, it's still better, right? The C1 Spirit. I have to be careful, right? Lots of people will come and hunt me down if I mispronounce some of the ship and if I miscategorize some of the ship's utility. Yeah, the Freelancer is a bit hard to recommend at this point with the C1 Spirit. The C1 Spirit has a tractor beam. I think the Freelancer has it. I totally forgotten about it. I know that the Cutlass Black has it, so in my opinion, it should has, right? The Freelancer should have. Next up, we have the Cutter Rambler. That is nice, right? $50. Yes, it's a little bit pricey, but more on this later. It is a nice small ship. That's how I put it. And of course, there we go. C1 Spirit. Yes, sure. $125 is a little bit more expensive than the Freelancer, but this ship right now, personally speaking, Cutlass Black, Freelancer, or the C1 Spirit, I would easily pick the C1 Spirit. Easily. Tractor beam, it has everything. Tractor beam, it has the same amount of firepower with Freelancer and Cutlass Black. So in terms of everything, great. Cargo hold, I think it's better. No, it's better than Cutlass. But is it better than Freelancer? I forgot to check the SCU. I'm going to say yes first. With the price tag, with the given price tag. Right? I'm going to say yes first. And last, yeah. So we went back to the 400i. 400i, $250. There is a better option, and that better option is called the Corsair. The Corsair is way better. Way better. Okay, so that's that for Alpha 3.22. Yeah, solid patch. It's not the best patch, but it is a solid patch for me. Because it adds, any patch that adds a new game mechanic, love it. That's how I put it. Now, we're going to move on to some of the things out here, which is the Apora Santokiai. Okay, we want to see some of the stats. I'm going to do a quick stats. So let's see, 24. Yep. So 4 times S3 size laser repeater. So this is basically the same weapon hardpoint as the Super Hornet and the Aegis Saber. The Super Hornet probably has a little bit better armaments because it can trade up to a size 5 hardpoint with its ball turret. Yeah, so Super Hornet has a slight edge, but the Santokiai is the most agile medium fighter because it's using Xi'an's thrusters. That's how I put it, right? The most agile ship goes to Santokiai. Unfortunately, the price tag is crazy. The Aegis Saber is the most stealthiest ship, low signature, which means hard to get your raid. I mean, it's going to be hard to detect on radar. And of course, the best armored dogfighting ship goes to the Super Hornet. That's how I rate it right now. So in my case, if you ask me, the Santokiai, if you get the Warborn edition, I think it's good. Yeah, credit's a bit tough to recommend, but usually alien ship is usually harder to recommend because of its price tag. $220, a bit hard. Next up, we have the X1 series, and X1 series in general, not say in general, vehicles in general is an easy skip unless it has the miracle word that I want, which is LTI. If the vehicles has LTI, because vehicles are usually cheap, they usually sub $50, usually, unless you go for the more expensive war machines like the Tumbril Storm or the Nova Tank. Yeah, those are a bit more expensive, unfortunately. So, yeah, vehicles easy skip. $40, Warborn. Ugh. Yeah, tough. And last but not least, the Drake Cutter. Now the Cutter, or rather the Cutter Rambler. It's a bit easier to recommend if you want an extra ship. That's right. Nah, don't get me wrong. It is a nice ship and guns and everything. Yeah, that's normal. Okay, the main reason. Okay, let's go to the Warborn, because if you are a ship spender like me, you probably reach to the concierge level. Yep, this is for people who spend way too much money on internet spaceship on Star Citizen. Now we're going to go for the normal Cutter Rambler. The reason why I say this is a good pickup, $45. Yup. It has lifetime insurance. Any ship that has lifetime insurance always gets a little bit more our prop up, right? I'm biased. I'm biased to this lifetime insurance, but also a big note that you do not need lifetime insurance on. I mean, if you bought any ship without lifetime insurance, not a big issue. Not a big issue because any ship that you bought with real money, you will get the same perk. The only difference is lifetime insurance. I always will be insured, or yeah, always insured. And then if you get other ships that like 3 months, 10 months, 10 years, 24 months, so basically you're insured up to that level for free. Of course, I believe that you should be able to insure your ship in game as well. That's how it is. And the main reason why is if you follow, this is what I like, right? If I follow EVE Online style of ship ownership, yeah, if you want to fly expensive ship, get ready to lose them, okay? Don't fly what you cannot lose. And in this case, that's the reason why I value lifetime insurance more than anything else. But of course, they put out a note. People who spend with real money, you technically will not lose your ship. That's it. That's it. And that's it. Yeah, that's all I have for you for today. Wow, big, nice update. I love it. I love it. Right? Solid update. Like I said, solid update. Could be better, can be better, but then again, could be worse. Could be worse. Yeah, now this salvaging is a very solid update for the Reclaimer. Now the Reclaimer has its true purpose fully realized. The only question is, would they change the claw to be the correct claw that I would love to see it, which is the munchy hand, the one that does physical munch. But I think this is good, right? This is good. Right now, the Reclaimer, it's fully functional. And that's all I have for you for today. Until then, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and help this channel grow. I will see you in the verse, and fly safe. But more importantly, enjoy Star Citizen. Yeah, there's a lot of news coming out lately that makes not say open development, but if you know what I mean, okay, there are a few news out there that makes people a little sad, but that's a video for another day. Until then, see ya, my friends.